Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Oberoi Realty Q4 FY23 earnings conference call. We have Mr. Oberoi, the Chairman and Managing Director of the company, and Mr. Saumil Daru, Director of Finance of the company, with us for the call. Please note that this call will be for 30 minutes, and for the duration of this conference call, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. This conference call is being recorded, and the transcript for the same may be put up on the website of the company. After the management discussion, there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions. Should anyone need assistance during the conference call, you may signal the operator by pressing star, then 0 on your touchtone telephone. Before I hand the conference over to the management, I would like to remind you that certain statements made during the course of this call will not be based on the historical information or facts and may be forward-looking statements, including those relating to general business statements, plans, strategy of the company, the future financial condition, and growth prospect. The forward-looking statements are based on the expectations and projections and may involve a number of risks and uncertainties and other factors that could cause actual results, opportunities, and growth potential to differ materially from those suggested by such statements. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Oberoi, the Chairman and Managing Director of the company. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you as per the time zones from which you have logged in, and welcome to the conference call of fourth quarter financial year 2023 results and business updates. Thank you all for taking time out for this call. I am very excited to inform you that we have delivered our best annual profitability figures, which are indicative of our margin, efficiency, and execution ability. Demand for housing has been continuously growing, driven by aspirations of continued home ownership by end users. The retail segment is experiencing phenomenal footfalls and growth across consumption. Before I begin, I would like to share with you a few quick business updates. We have achieved the highest ever consolidated profit after tax of rupees 1904 crore for this financial year 2023. We have also achieved the highest ever gross booking value of over 5,100 crore for this financial year 2023. With this, I will now open the floor for question and answer, and both Saumil and I will be happy to take your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Murtuza Ariswala from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi Saumil, hi Vikas. Just want to clarify, basis the cash flow of the current quarter and full year, we understand a large part of that is to do with 360 West. Can you just give us a sense of, how much was the outflow for inventory, the inflow against investment in Oasis Realty, and more importantly, because we see a sharp spike on the receivables, so what is that, whether that is also related to this transaction, and if so, when should that receivable sort of monetize itself?
Hi, Murtuza, Saumil here. So two things, as far as, the receivables are concerned, the receivables primarily, if I look at debtors, that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
In a consolidated financial statement, and if you look at our notes to the results also, we have said that, we have eliminated the profit of the transaction that we have done with Oasis. So typically you tend to ignore any of the related party transactions. So the debtors that you see over there are pure third party debtors. These are basically from, the projects in Mulund, Sky City and Goregaon. The thing that also happens is for whatever you have sold in that one quarter, you typically end up giving customers anywhere between 60 to 90 days to come up to speed with, whatever, they have to pay. So that all ends up reflecting as debtors. But yes, they are relatively higher because also of the fact that Mulund had hit 100% revenue recognition and we are in the process of handing over possession. So as and when people over there will also keep paying this, the receivables will go down. So we are quite confident that, in the next quarter or two, you will see, the receivables come back to, very normal levels. So that was the one bit. The second bit was about Worli, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Worli, the transaction is, very simple. On my balance sheet earlier, you had seen that amount getting reflected as investment in Oasis. Okay. Oasis was not a subsidiary, so it was not a full consolidation. It was only an equity method for consolidation. So you only saw one line item which was investment in Oasis, and as far as the P&L was concerned, you only saw one line item which was, share of profit in joint ventures. Consequent to this transaction, what has happened is that investment in Oasis has got reflected as investment in, inventory as far as ORL is concerned. And that inventory was, that whole transaction. So whatever amount which, we had to pay as a consideration, obviously that consideration was about close to 3,300 crores as, we mentioned to you. And that was way higher than, the amount that we had put in. So that differential was funded, through a bank borrowing, and that is why you are seeing that differential amount of borrowing, or rather that the net debt in this quarter has increased. So essentially, that debt has, some part of debt has funded this, but the rest of it is, my investment has got replaced by, what you can say, by the inventory in 360 there.
The investment would be of the order of about 2,000 odd crores?
Yes. Prior to the transaction.
Prior to the transaction, yes. Fair enough. If I could just put in one more out there. Thane, sir, for the original land parcel, if you could give me a number of what the revised potential of that land looks like?
Very valid question. In fact, this is one thing that we had been holding our entire development for. Today, we have also acquired Blue Star, as you would have known.
Yep.
Collectively put together, we are looking at close to 15 million square feet of development there.
Okay.
So it is, it's now, at full potential, probably, as big or bigger than Goregaon.
Okay. And this is all 100% economic interest, 15?
It's 100% economic interest. The other one is another, give or take, probably 2.5 million square feet. The cold chain one is 2.5 million.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
It's 77% interest.
Okay.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parvez Qazi from Nuvama Group. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, sir, and thanks for taking the question.
Hi.
So the first question is on launches. When can we see the two launches in Thane? And the second question would be, when could we see a potential launch in Gurgaon? Thank you.
So Thane launch, we are expecting to now take this to the, now we'll have rain, so we don't want to do that. You'll be happy to know that we started work at one site, and at both sites our experience centers and show apartments are ready. So technically, if one wants to trigger, one can start booking at one site probably as we speak, and in the other one we are probably 2 months away. We had to, resubmit our plans, get them approved under unified DCPR and all that. So we are probably going to do it in the festivities now, but certainly, in the next quarter or so, or maybe a quarter after that. That's about it.
Sure. And about Gurgaon?
Again, that is work in progress. Even like once we sign the definitive agreement, we will then immediately start work on it.
Sure. And my last question is on annuity assets. So where wanted to get your views on the Borivali Mall and Commerce 3.
Sorry, I didn't hear your full question. You were breaking in between.
So I just wanted to get your views on the Borivali Mall and the Commerce 3 commercialization.
So Commerce 3 is being delivered in March of 2024. We are pretty much casting the last few slabs. If you happen to pass by, you will see it's a beautiful 50-story building, and we are absolutely on schedule there. Borivali Mall also we look at starting in 2024, early 2024, early to mid 2024 is when we intend to launch the mall as well.
Thanks, sir, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Ashwani Agarwala from Edelweiss Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Hi, Ashwani.
Hi, Mr. Vikas. Am I audible?
Yes, very audible.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Sir, if you see, we had plans to launch the Colchester property in the third quarter of last year, and that has been postponed to the first quarter of this year, and even the Pokhran Road. So, apart from the environmental problems, were there any other causes which caused us to delay? Were our plans a little more aggressive?
No, not really. In fact, there weren't any environment problems also. They are all routine approvals that one need to take. We obviously have decided to completely move into the UDCPR. So we had to take approvals again, which we have. And like I said, then both our experience centers are ready. And we will then, we wanted to be right on the product mix, the product design. All of that is now done. And we have a far clearer and definite timeline, like I said, that it will probably happen in the next quarter or a quarter after that, not later than that. We are fully primed and aligned now.
And in terms of pre-sales going this year, how much pre-sales are we expecting this year, and how much of business development we can expect?
We don't give forward-looking statements, you know that. And if you've seen, past years and all, we've always done better than what we did in the past. So we would always strive and try to do better than what we've done.
Okay. And we were also planning to go into other geographies, especially NCR. Any update there?
Again, it's a work in progress. Hopefully if things culminate into something, that we can come back to you with, we will surely make sure that you guys know well in advance. And as it happens.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dhruvesh Sanghvi from Prospero Tree. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Congratulations on great set of numbers.
Hi.
Yeah. Thank you. So, just to understand in terms of pre-COVID and a bit of delays which happened, and we heard some demonstrations by some users in Mulund and certain of these areas. Does it affect our resales in the near term or on the long term basis, and what are we learning out of this in terms of managing this entire ecosystem better, so that this doesn't even come as a small negative point at all?
Frankly, COVID was a bit of a disruptor, and obviously, third-party contracts that we had given, some of them obviously couldn't survive the onslaught of COVID, and so we as developers work with third parties. So we give civil contracts to one person, then we give plumbing, electrical, mechanical, HVACs, all other items to different contractors. So we obviously had some challenges there, but we were able to finish, a large part of the building, and that's why we got part occupation certificate up to a particular level. And, we were just about able to manage those timelines. And, like going forward, we now are tightening our entire execution process and going to only top companies. And we as a company can even afford to give, more money to our contractors. That's about it. There is enough learning, and we'll make sure that we implement this going forward.
Great. And then one more aspect in terms of, I understand we don't, give guidance, but directionally now I think we have 5 sites or 5 catchments of Mumbai that we have captured. But is it that okay, if we really want to scale for a long haul, do we have to reach to a target of 10 micro markets in Mumbai? Is that directionally a correct thing to do, think and plan? I mean, is our thinking correct in that angle?
Sorry. Do we have what? I didn't hear that word.
I'm saying we are in 5 micro markets in Mumbai right now, and if we have to really scale much bigger than what we are currently, do we eventually have to think like having 8 to 10 micro markets at a point in time running in Mumbai within the next 4 to 5 years? Is that directionally a correct thought?
No, Dhruvesh, your thought is absolutely correct. And if one has to grow, you will have to tap more micro markets. And we are constantly looking at land parcels at different locations. In fact, we are always more aggressive where we do not have a presence. Like we've let go of a few land parcels in Thane because we already have a good presence in Thane. I could probably have bought 2 more land parcels, but we let them go by because we already have presence there, so one doesn't need to go there. But if there's a suburb where I'm not present, I would love to get a little more aggressive there and pick land parcels. So your reading of that strategy is absolutely right.
Thank you. And I'll just squeeze in one last piece here. So, is there any update on the Centaur hotel case which was going on? And if you can, whatever is possible to share there.
Not really. The matter is sub judice, so we don't have much to say anything on that account.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Neil Mehta from Investec Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi Vikas and Saumil. Hi. Thanks for the opportunity and congrats on a great quarter. I just had one question on the math for the inventory numbers for 360. So we had 15.6 lakh square feet as on Q2 23, and we've disclosed around 5.28 lakh square feet as on Q4. So how exactly do we reconcile this 10 lakh square feet reduction in inventory?
So 2 things, Neil. The first thing which I want to begin with is that as far as, our entire current quarter's presentation is concerned, all the numbers that you see, all the areas that you see are now areas. All the presentations that we used to do prior to this were, based on an overall saleable area or what people call saleable area. However, this year, this quarter, if you see, and that's reflected in all our slides also, where we have said that, we have reworked it. So the area of inventory that you're talking about, as far as Worli was concerned, of 15 lakh odd square feet, that was on a saleable basis. That was not the RERA carpet area. So what we have done is, and that's why I said, everything is now reconciled to RERA carpet, so it becomes easy for us to track these vis-a-vis, what you can say, our agreements and everything. So that was the, only bit. Once we do that and everything gets reconciled to, RERA, then that differential is not, that 10 lakh square feet. And essentially, even when we were doing this transaction earlier, we have explained that, post this transaction, along with the transaction which we did, the part, there were also a whole bunch of sales in Oasis, to other party. The cash flow from that went to, the JV partner. And after we have exited, from the JV, the partner has, limited inventory which is left as far as, Oasis is concerned. We are the ones who are sitting with a majority of the inventory as far as 360 West is concerned.
So in terms of units, would that be around 60 odd units? Saumil, would that be a correct assumption?
Yes, we have about 63 or 64 units.
Okay, and on a comparable basis, would you have the RERA carpet area for Q4 22 or Q2 23 so that we can just...
not readily, but I can check that and come back.
Sure, I'll connect with you offline then. Thank you.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much, Neil.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Samir Baisiwala from Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
Hi, Samir.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Vikas. And good evening, everyone. Quickly, has there been fair bit of pricing action in Mulund and Gurgaon? Because I can see that your ASPs have moved up quite substantially, 10 to 15% quarter on quarter.
So, Goregaon, we did increase our prices. Mulund also, the effect that you see is probably net of GST and gross of GST. That is one part. Plus, in Mulund now we are selling higher floors, so that also gives us a higher realization. And, yeah.
Okay, so in Goregaon you have taken price increase, but in Mulund it's not.
Correct. Mulund also, marginally increased. And like I said that, it's now grossed up with the GST after OC.
I see. Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah, very clear. And just looking at the unsold but completed inventory both in Mulund and 360 West, fairly substantial. So how do you see the sell down going forward? Any timelines that you want to share with us?
So Samir, that actually has, in the past turned out to be our strength. We were basis this ready inventory able to buy Thane when we had that in Esquire. So we actually feel that this is literally potential for us. I mean, this is literally cash sitting on the, in the form of ready inventory. Both these buildings are now complete. And if you see the run rate at Mulund also has gone up. It's now pretty much in comparison with how Borivali was selling. So I think in our own mind, in the next 2 years or 3 years, we'll be done with the entire inventory.
Okay, that would be great.
It is a realistic, timeline. We could get a little more aggressive also, but I feel that this is something we can easily achieve.
Okay, that sounds great. And just finally, we talked about the two rental assets, Borivali Mall and Commerce Street. But if I do some ballpark back of the envelope calculation, do you think it could be 500 crores sort of a rental from Commerce Street and 350, 400 from Borivali on a high 90% utilization? Is that something occupancy rather? Do you think these numbers are realistic?
Samir, your ballpark is very close to our real numbers. Yeah. So we are in that zone.
Awesome. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pritesh Sheth from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity. First, a clarification on earlier answer on Thane development potential. So you said 15 million square feet in Pokhran Road and 2.5 million square feet in Kolshet. That is on carpet area basis or it's a sellable area since you have transitioned into carpet. So just a clarification.
So this will pretty much be carpet area.
Okay.
Pretty much be carpet area.
Okay. Okay, great. And any update on Worli land? If you can provide any decision there?
No decision as yet.
So, and any timelines you want us to indicate on probably when can we plan that? Are you waiting for
we are waiting for certain policy decisions. Once we have that, we'll then take a firm call. Basis that, we'll probably be able to tell you, what sort of timelines we are looking at.
Sure. That's helpful. That answers my question. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kunal Lathan from CLSA. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Hi, Kunal.
Hi, Vikas. Saumil, adjusted for the Worli transaction, how much would be the operating cash flow if you exclude the Worli transaction this quarter?
I can. It will be kind of, if you take out the 3,300, if you add the 3,300 crore, it is negative 2,200 odd crores. It would be about positive 1,000 odd crores.
Yeah, that's what I was coming to, because the collection seems to be better this quarter considering over the last quarter. So.
Because we had, after that OC in Mulund, in the December quarter, the operating cash flows took a hit because we had a profit recognition, but we were not collecting. So that got turned around in this quarter because the collections came in, but the profits had already been recognized in the earlier quarter.
Correct. So about 1,100 odd crores of operating cash flow. Okay.
Correct. Roughly.
Okay, right. Secondly, because I missed out on what you said earlier. On Kolshet, you said the launch would be in Q2 or Q3.
Correct.
And Pokhran,
both of them we would probably launch, within 1 quarter of each other. So that's how we are getting ready with.
Got it. And on Kolshet, you had applied for you moved to the new DCR and you applied for approvals and you're awaiting that.
Both the projects we applied under UDCPR. Both the projects we have already got approval under UDCPR. So we just didn't want to go into the old rules because we believe that it's not a great idea. We'd rather be in the new regime and the new rule. So it's easier for everyone, and
Also, with the new approvals or approvals under the new DCR, we have got them. So can you give us some color on what is the development you're planning, especially on the Pokhran Road with the whole 15 million square feet of carpet area? If you can give some.
So we are doing residential. We are doing a 5-star hotel because we want to brand the entire development. We are also doing an international school there. We have seen that Goregaon has been a big draw because of the international school we have here. Today, it's where people want to stay because education is prime, and with the kind of development we are doing in Thane, I think an international school will act as a big differentiator with other developments. So, and we are going to be starting hotel, school, residential all together. The first phase will comprise of all these. We will pretty much be attacking almost, anywhere between 3 and 4 million square feet at one go.
Okay, off Resi.
Yeah. Resi and the hotel and the international school. We are at designing stage for these two, hotel and we'll shortly be announcing the brand also.
And no plans of commercial and retail there?
Again, not for now, but we may do a small retail, which probably will be more neighborhood retail. It could be anywhere between 1 lakh and 2 lakh square feet. We will be doing a very high-end club there also, a sports club, in line with what we've done in Worli. So we really want to change the spectrum of what we are producing here and all. So we're very excited. We've hired some of the top resources available in the world, and the design is really looking very good.
Great. Thanks and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take that as the last question for today. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Oberoi for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you all for taking time out for this call. We look forward to hearing from you. on an ongoing basis. Please feel free to reach out to us, or our investor team, as and when you have any new questions. Thank you once again.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. On behalf of Oberoi Realty, that concludes this conference call. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.